one question. So I have not been able to get you guys to disagree on anything, but okay, let me try with this, and I'm sure this is gonna pique Arafat. So Deepak, you did mention that you think Unai Emery is better than Mikel Arteta. Unai Emery now is, I think, 12 consecutive home wins or something, or unbeaten run in the Premier League for Aston
Yep.
Villa, and they are also, I think, the second.
I
Is
think
it
they won the
this year?
13th today.
Yeah,
Today they won
and they're,
again. So.
yeah, and they're the second, a 3-1 or something against Luton, I think.
Mm.
And they're the second or third in the Premier League this calendar year, something of that sort as well. So Unai
I think
Emery is
they're joined second with Arsenal in terms of points
points, yeah,
this year. This year, yeah.
this calendar year. So
Yeah.
yeah, Deepak, you always mentioned that you thought Unai Emery was sacked too soon because of some nefarious plans by Arsenal fans.
Yeah, we previously mentioned some
Some
of the
people.
podcasts and Arsenal Fan TV and things, so on and so forth, perhaps, which didn't
Hopefully, we
really
never
help
get famous enough
Unai
to get
Emery.
some hate from them.
Yeah, also, he was just a victim of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Perhaps Arsenal was still struggling to.
I think, yeah, yeah. I completely agree.
I think
So Arafat, what do you
he
think?
should have
think
really,
that
if he had been given time and Arsenal fans were patient, I think he would have taken the club to new heights. But as I said, wrong place, wrong time. Arsenal fans were not in a frame of mind to give him that time, and he did not do a lot of things off the pitch to win them over. So
there was a lot of
Exactly.
toxicity there around Arsenal for some reason. I mean, Arafat, you
I
can
think
bring light
that,
on it.
yeah, that toxicity was more due to the fact of the style of play. The first season was not too bad, but after that, it got really. Uh, we were barely present for most games. I mean, even when we won, or even when we went up 1-0, there was barely any impetus to go further, to push on further for a second, and we would concede really sloppy goals. It was, and also I don't think he was a very great man manager. I think it was his first season in England, so he was just getting, not first season, second season in England, but first stint in the Premier League, and yeah, he didn't quite cope very well with a lot of the noise uh, outside the games. Plus, I think even his recruitment, which came from the top levels of management, were very compromised. Case in point is Nicolas Pepe. He basically got into the team because of the was it the CEO or the director of football, Raul Sanley, and some super agent, and that was not Emery's first choice. He wanted somebody else, and but he ended up with Nicolas Pepe. Didn't really do well that season. Didn't live up to that 72 million that we spent. So overall, was not a very great experience. And he took us to the finals of the Europa League as well. I can't remember.
Yeah,
You may have to edit this part out
no
if
problem.
I get this wrong. But I mean, even in Europa League, we were not that great under Emery. So yeah, it
I
was
think Emery's
by I
problem
think
has been the
mutual. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm very happy for Emery that now he's come into Aston Villa and he's doing really well. Great attacking footballer. He's got. I mean, the transfers are all that he wanted.
Also,
All the
I'm
players
sure
that
the
he wanted.
Arafat Emery is not very happy for Arsenal now that they've got Arteta and doing really well.
Yeah, it didn't
They in
end badly for Arsenal.
I'm sure.
They in fact interviewed both. I mean, I think Arteta was the first choice back right after Wenger, but Emery was really good in his presentation to the board, and
Emery is
they
a
went
good
for.
manager. I mean, just saying, yeah.
He is a good manager. There's no doubt. He's good. He's showing his he's showing his talent right now. But
I think it's
yeah,
quite.
is
Are they?
he?
I think the differing thing about Emery now is obviously there's this three group club of three, which is Brighton, Newcastle United, and Aston Villa, who are trying to compete against the big six and break into that. I think amongst those three, it's very striking how Newcastle and Brighton play this gung ho, all press, everybody go for it football. But then Aston Villa have a very different sort of play. They play slow, they play counter attacking. They don't press the whole time. They play a high line
Yeah,
and they try to compress the pitch as much as possible, which is a it's sort of football that you wouldn't expect teams who are at that level to play. But
to play.
Emery
Yeah, and
em- gets them playing that, and it's been successful at that.
and you can see that that approach came undone against Newcastle first game of the season, and also
Yeah,
against Liverpool. That
against
high line that I mean, they were easily able to find space behind the high line.
exactly. When
So
you play against clubs who have higher intensity and can, pierce that high line over and over again, I think Emery's biggest problem is that me and Monish have had this conversation before, in which Emery's biggest problem is against these clubs who actually set up to break against his high line. He doesn't have a plan B then. He struggles then, and it gets broken again and again, and he gets smashed apart. His teams get smashed, and it doesn't really end in a 1-0 loss. It ends in a final 6-0 drubbing.